All right. All right. All right. Happy Monday to y'all. Hope your day was rocking. However you started off today, what your day went like today, that's the start of your new week. Hope it was a good one. If not, make it that way. Have a good week. I wasn't gonna jump out here and do this walk and talk this early, but I got the notification on the phone that we're gonna have severe thunderstorms again. It says in 20 minutes. It don't look like it to me. Well, it's kind of dark, but the thing I've found about living in West Texas is it can roll in a couple of minutes. The wind will kick up a little bit, it'll turn dark and black. Bam! Next thing you know, you're being pelted with rain, hail, all kinds of nasty stuff. It happens quick around here. I was sitting on the balcony one night. It looked like it might rain later. Oh man, within 10 minutes, the wind was blowing hard, the trees were laid over sideways, and it was just a pouring. Sorry, having a little difficulty breathing tonight. Got a little asthma going on. I don't know what's going on with that. Been doing it the last week or so, but must be some allergies going on or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to jump on here and do a little walk and talk tonight. I need to get out and do some exercise. We've been getting so much rain. I haven't been getting out like I like to get out. So it's kind of nice to get out. Man, it's beautiful tonight. It is, the temperature, I don't know what it is, 70 maybe. It is nice. It's cool, a little breezy, not bad. Hopefully when I turn around and head the other way, the breeziness doesn't interfere with my communication. But we'll find out. So I was going to jump on tonight and just kind of talk about just life. Now, in our office, I am housed with the trucking division. My office is in the trucking division's barn, their building, right? So I'm the only one from fishing and rental in there. Everybody else is trucking. Well, the trucking dispatch guy, coolest guy ever, man. And I'll tell you what, stories, oh, I'm starting to get wet. They weren't kidding. The guy's 82 years old and he's still dispatching trucks for the water department, right? Or the trucking department, fluid management services is what they call themselves. And I'll tell you what, to sit and talk to that guy, or actually not even talk, to sit and listen to the guy is amazing. It's amazing. Just to hear the stories and the history, and this is his home area, so he's been in the West Texas area most of his life. He's lived in a few other places, Sacramento, I think, for a bit, for a spell, and he was actually born over in the Ruidoso area, New Mexico. But to listen to his stories, his life stories and stuff, it's just amazing. So today we were talking a little bit, and we kind of started talking politics a little bit, and I don't do that. I have gotten to where I do not get involved in the politics. All it does is brings hate and discontent, right? So I stay away from that. But actually talking with him today was kind of interesting. I'm not going to go political here either, but the thing that I wanted to bring up was just the changes. You know, this really has nothing to do with motorcyclism, but just life. And that's kind of what our page is about anyway, is life and positive and motorcycles for sure. For number one, motorcycles. But make sure we're not getting ran over from behind. So, but the things that he was saying today that really struck me was listening to him talk about growing up in the 40s. Can you imagine that? Just how different times were. And it made me sit there and think. And I got thinking about stuff. And I thought, you know, I was born in the 60s. Well, just the things in my lifetime that I've seen change has been crazy. I mean, we went from vinyl records to 8-track tapes to cassette tapes to the kids today don't even know what any of that stuff is. Now everything's digital. They expect that that's how it's always been. Well, no, it hasn't, man. Times have changed a lot. Well, with the changing times in technology and technological advances and stuff like that, everything else has changed as well. So the politics have changed, the government's changed. I mean, a lot of different things have taken place over the span of my lifetime. Well, listening to Sonny talk about his, because he's been around a while. I guess there we go. Is that better? Listening to him talk about his lifetime, it just amazes me, man. I can sit there for hours and listen to it, and listen to him talk about the different changes that he's seen come and go, the telephones, TV, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it was just interesting to me. We talked a little bit about the whole Kavanaugh thing, you know, and it's like, man, it is guns in schools, shootings. We didn't have that stuff back then, you know. In his day, he never had that stuff. In my day, we didn't have that stuff. When I went to school, we didn't have cops in the school. Hell, we had guns hanging in our gun racks of our trucks when we were in high school. You know, of course, I grew up in Wyoming, but still, the times were so much different. And we just didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I don't, you know, and I don't have the answers for that. I'll just kind of going on here about our conversation that I had with the guy at work today. And for those of you that just come in, talking about a conversation I had with a guy that I work with. He's 82 years old and he's still dispatching trucks. And I'll tell you what, the man is full of wisdom and stories. And I sat there with him today for a little while and just listened to him tell me some stories and talk to him and stuff. And man, it was interesting. But you know, the whole gist of the conversation was the changing of the times, how everything's changed. And he used to ride a motorcycle. He got on a motorcycle in Ruidoso, New Mexico, and him and a buddy with no money got on their motorcycles and drove to California so they could go out there and strike it big, you know, back in, I don't know, 50s maybe. And they rode their motorcycles all the way out there, sleeping on the side of the road next to their motorcycle with a tarp, basically. It was so it does kind of have motorcycle stuff in it, but what the hell I'm stepping on here? I just got to watch out for those little thorns. Them suckers, man, they'll put you down in a hurry. But and listening to that, you know, the story of him and a couple of kids, teenagers fresh out of high school, and they just take off cross country and go clear out to California on their motorcycles, and they ran into a cop there that told them that, you know, where they had chose to lay their head, they probably ought to get up and move on. And he gave them some directions of where they could go, because they were just a couple kids from small town New Mexico. They didn't know about the big world. None of us did at that age, you know. So anyway, but yeah, and then the rest stories. But the gist of it was just about just how things have changed, and a person's word isn't nothing anymore, where it used to be, you know, I mean, my hell, multi-million-dollar business deals and stuff used to be conducted with a handshake and stuff, you know. And today, it's not so. Everything's just changed. So there's no trust, there's no loyalty, there's no honesty, there's no integrity. What's integrity? It's what you do when nobody's looking, right? People, I don't know. We've lost it somewhere though, folks, for sure. And the conversation today though, you know, that's what this is all about. I just wanted to get out here and get my exercise a little bit before it starts to pour rain again, because we have been having it. And It's up there. They said 20 minutes. It might be a little further out than that, but we're gonna get wet. So just get out here and talk a little bit. And that was the thing that come to my mind. I just thought I'd share that with you guys, because the best conversation I've had in a long time. You know, and the guy's 82 years old. He's still working. He's a go-getter. He's been a rodeo cowboy, ropes. He still rides a horse and still does a little roping. 82 years old. Gets up, goes to a job every day. 5 o'clock in the morning, he goes to work. Works 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, 5 days a week. Goes and rides his horse and ropes on the weekend. 82 years old. I hope like hell. Well, I hope I live to be 82 years old, to be honest with you. But I hope if I do, that I can still ride my motorcycle at 82 years old and go tent camp. That's what I'd like to be doing at that age. So anyway, you know, just kind of sharing that a little bit with you. It was kind of fun to talk to him, or actually listen. I did a lot of listening. I didn't do a whole lot of talking. Listen to him and his stories and stuff. And, you know, it'd been a long time since I'd talked to somebody, and, you know, they're talking about growing up in the 40s and 50s and whatnot. And such a different time. His life was so much easier, so much more relaxed. You know, that the technology is nice. This is nice. Everybody has their own TV now. You know, your own TV show, for that matter. We didn't have that kind of stuff back then. But so some of the advances are really nice, but some of the advances are a lot of the problems that we have with everything today. One of the things that Sonny mentioned several times was the whole watching people. You know, he's been married to his wife, I can't remember how many years, 60 some odd years. He's been married to his wife. They got married right out of high school, right? And so they were like young teenagers. And so they've been together a long time. And one of the things that he mentioned was going to a dinner, taking her out and going to eat. They still go on dates and stuff, you know, and watching people, couples, families. So he was watching a family, a little boy, a mom and a dad. They all come in, sat down, got right on their phones. All three of them, even the little boy. All three of them on their phones the whole time they were in the restaurant. Never spoke to each other one time. Ate their dinner, got up, and left. And all three of them spent the whole time there on their phones. No communication anymore. Part of the problem we have today, in my opinion. It's a big part of the problem. Just in the things I've seen changed in my time here on this earth. Anyway, that's my soapbox. I've probably gone over my 10 minutes, so I probably can't post this, but it'll be up for a little bit for those who do watch them. For those of you that's on here, Chris, thanks for joining me. Troy, thanks for joining me. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support for sure. And you guys be safe out there. I know you both ride safe. Watch out for the other guy. Watch out. Drive ahead. Be safe. Have a great week. Peace.